Coach Ben Berry of the Mallard Creek Mavericks. Coach, we're kind of the halfway point. How's your team doing so far this season?
I'm really happy. I'm having a fun. I think we're all having a fun time. This team is really competing well together and growing, and we've got a lot of kids who are seniors who were kind of journeymen and kind of took their lumps over the last few years, who are really having a great season as a team. So I'm real pleased with where we are right now, halfway through.
How would you rate the performance at today's tournament, or the last 2 days?
Yeah, I love coming down here to this tournament because we get to see a lot of different competition, and we don't know the referees, and the fans are different. We kind of feel out of our element. So I think that a couple overperformed, and I think we also look pretty kind of sluggish and underperformed in other spots, some of our better guys, and I think that that's been kind of historically the case for us here. So it's actually a good maybe remotivator midway through the season, and a good place for other people to get some confidence.
You had Canada in the finals. Did you have anybody else that kind of broke out, had a breakthrough performance?
I think we got a couple of guys. Like, it's almost like we're really like a round of 16 and quarterfinal team. Like, we're winning a lot of those matches right now, even the ones that we're not favored in. So I would also say that at 152, 160, some of those weights, Chenault and Cowart are both starting to come alive. And 138, Quantavious McNeil's a real tough. He's becoming a real tough opponent for just about anybody. So I was pleased with their efforts.
At Mallard Creek, you've kind of built a wrestling culture. How do you think you've been able to do that? What's been the key to building that?
I got a good answer for that. It's my wife. But in all seriousness, the fact that my wife and I both work at that school, and she's into this, and not just allows me to do it, but is a part of it, is a big part. I think she also helps me a lot on the culture side, the character side, and making sure that we're doing things for the right reasons. And I think that's a big part of it. I think that what we've done at Mallard Creek is put that all first. And because we don't have a feeder program, so we have a lot of kids who come into high school as freshmen, never did a sport for them. And most of the kids we have success with over the last 4 years just are kids who start to love the sport, who have high character, who become competitive and just want to have fun doing this, want to live this lifestyle. And I think that's the key to it. We've developed like a creed. There's things that we just little pillars that we've put into the system that now it's kind of working on its own a little bit.
So can you mention one or two of those pillars that you try to strive and teach every day to the kids?
Yeah, well, number one, that we leave the singlet in a better place than we found it. We're really big on putting kindness and humility and being helpful before everything else. So I don't know. I think sometimes the sign of a good culture is we have a lot of kids working hard in the wrestling room without having to be told, and without being injured. There's not, sometimes in the past as a coach, you notice how many kids are sitting out with ice packs or going to see the trainer, and we just have kids that want to be in there. So I think that's a big part of one of the pillars is leaving the singlet in a better place than you found it, and that everybody does everything. There's a hierarchy of leaders and captains, but we all do everything together.
All right, my last question is, if you could tell a coach one piece of advice, what would you tell an aspiring coach or a young coach one piece of advice?
I'm going to combine that with two things I've already said. Number one, if you're married, get your family involved with the team, because these weekends are long, they're draining. And with that, I would say, do not chase talent, right? Chase academics and character, and the kids that will surprise you, that will develop into athletes and talent. And then if the talent likes what you've got going on, they'll be a part of it too. So don't get caught up chasing talent.
All right. Anything else for us, Coach?
Thanks. I think that, what's the name of the website, or the Carolina Mat News? Carolina Mat News needs an avatar. That's what I got.
It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
Thank you for all you're doing, Frank.
Thanks.
Yeah.